You've seen developers running multiple coding agents at once. It sounds simple at first. Just spin up 4 agents to work on 4 features in parallel. But when you try it, you run into all kinds of issues. Files getting overwritten, databases getting locked, test suites colliding. It just doesn't work. But there's a solution, a 3-part setup that lets each agent run in complete isolation. I'm going to walk you through the whole thing from scratch. Here's the situation. I want to run multiple Claude Code agents at once on Tracewell. One working on a new feature, another fixing a bug, and a third refactoring tests. The problem, they're all pointing at the same directory. Same files, same Git state, same database. If agent A is halfway through editing a model, and agent B decides it also needs that file, you're going to have a bad time. And if both try to run the tests at the same time, they're fighting over the same database. That's a problem. There are 3 things you need to do to fix it. Let's start with the big one. First, Git Worktrees. If you haven't used these before, here's what they do. Normally, when you want to work on 2 branches, you either stash your changes and switch, or you clone the repo again a second time. Both are annoying. Git Worktrees let you check out multiple branches from the same repo into separate directories simultaneously. Same repo, different folders, no cloning, no stashing. Think of it like this. You have one Git repository folder that tracks everything, but multiple working directories that can each be on different branches. Let me show you. I'm in my main Tracewell directory. Let's say I want to spin up a second workspace for a feature branch. All I need to do is use Git Worktree add. If I use -b, I can specify a new branch that I want created. And then this next argument is the folder path of where I want to put it. So now I have 2 completely separate directories. On the bottom here is my folder where I have Tracewell AI, the main folder. And then we can see here that I made Tracewell AI feature, which was the name of the folder path that I had given it. Now I can start one Claude Code instance here in the main directory and another in the Worktree directory. They'll never touch each other's files. If I want to see my active worktrees, I can run git worktree list. We can see here is the main repo, tracewell.ai, and then the feature branch is Tracewell AI feature inside the same folder. So we're done, right? We have isolated directories and isolated branches. Let's head over to our Worktree and try to start the server. We'll see it try to start up, and we're immediately faced with an error. If we take a look, we can see that we're missing an environment variable. The app host key is not set. Here's what happened. Worktrees only include tracked files. Your .env, your .npmrc, your master keys, anything you have in your git ignore is not going to come along in the new directory. You could copy them over, but then you'd have 2 copies of every file. And as you try to create more worktrees, that's just more work to maintain. Update once, forget one of the other worktrees, and now your worktrees are running on different configurations. That's going to be a debugging nightmare. So the fix here is going to be symlinks. Instead of copying the files, we can create symbolic links that point back to the original files. Let's go ahead and do that. So here, I'm going to go ahead and run symbolic link for my .env, my config credentials development key, and my config credentials test key. So now if I start the server, everything should be working. So there we go. We were able to start the server correctly. Now both worktrees are pointing at the same secrets. Update once, both environments get the change. Doing this manually gets old pretty fast, but we'll fix that. But wait, what happens when I try to run tests in both worktrees at the same time? Both worktrees are pointing at the same database. When agent A runs the migrations or seeds, agent B's test break. When both run the test suite simultaneously, they're going to be fighting over the same tables. This defeats the whole point of isolation. The fix is simple. Each worktree gets its own database. In my database.yaml file, I use environment variables for the database names. So in my feature worktree, I can just create a .env.local that overrides it, then create the database. Now, both agents can run the full test suite simultaneously. Migrations, seeds, everything completely isolated. Now, by this point, we have 3 things that we have to remember every time we want to spin up a new worktree. There's a better way, and I'm going to show you at the end. Let me show you what this actually looks like day to day. On the top left, I have my main Tracewell directory. I'm going to have it start investigating a linear issue for me. Then in the bottom left, I have another agent ready to do some bug fixing, So I'm going to have it investigate a Sentry issue that's come along. So now each one of these is running in complete isolation. They have different branches, different files, different databases. Neither agent knows the other exists. So remember those conflicts I mentioned? Agents overwriting files, branches getting tangled, tests colliding, that's all gone. I have 2 agents right now running with 0 conflicts. And when I'm done with the work tree, I can clean it up and it's all gone. We can see here that both have separate Git histories right now as they're in separate branches. Now, remember when I said there's a better way? Here it is. In my project, I keep a .worktreeinclude file. It's the same pattern that the Claude Desktop app uses. And so you can use this to list secrets that you want to come along. It follows the same pattern as the git ignore file. In this case, it's specifying files that when I create a work tree, I want to bring over along with it. And I have a script that reads this file, creates the work tree, symlinks everything, and sets up an isolated test database, all in one command that I can run. And see here, I can pass it a branch name, a work tree suffix is optional, and it's going to go ahead and spin everything up for us. So let's go ahead and try to do feature branch 2. It's going to go ahead and symlink all of our files. It's running bin setup, and it's starting up the server for us. That's everything we just covered. Worktree, symlinks, database isolation, all automated. 3 work trees, 3 isolated environments, 1 command each. That's the full setup. Git Worktrees for file isolation, symlinks for shared secrets, separate databases for test isolation, and a script that does it all in 1 command. I've put together a cheat sheet to help you get started with Git Worktrees. If you want that, plus the script I demoed, sign up for my newsletter. I'll send you the whole collection. Link is in the description below. If this helped, give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll have more agentic coding content every week.